Hi, Jennifer from My Time Gardens, and I'm here today to talk about starting a salad bowl. So this is the beginning of the season. We can start starting our seeds. I just wanted to show you really quick. Here is a little seed packet. It has Swiss chard, so it does not look like lovely. And then on the back, it has all kinds of really cool directions. So I'm gonna have actually probably an entire live video on just how to read your seed packets, but make sure to read your seed packets because that kind of tell you how to start and when to start. So what I have here is just a pot full of potting mix, and this is actually from Bordines. It's their in-house blend, and it says it's perfect for annuals, veggies, seed starting, and houseplants. So that is one thing that I wanted to make sure that you knew, that when you do your seeds, there is a special blend for starting seeds. So make sure you check that out, make sure you're getting the right soil. So what I have is I kind of have this measured out. I'm going to actually dump it into this container here, and what we want to do first is we just want to kind of make sure that like everything is nice and moistened, pre-moistened. And so this I can actually feel is already a little bit moist in here. I'm going to add a little bit more water in here and just kind of mix it up until it gets all mixed together. What we're looking for is, it's supposed to be like a damp sponge, so you can kind of just wring it out. We don't want it dripping with water. So just kind of like this happy medium. And when we talk about watering plants and even your little seedlings, a lot of times I talk about the finger check. So we're just taking our fingers and sticking them in the soil and checking to see what the moisture content is. A lot of times if it's moist, it'll feel a little bit cool to touch. So that's kind of a good indicator. Also, we don't want it sopping wet. So the thing is that's really challenging with seeds and watering plants is that when something is overwatered, it often can have the same symptoms as when it's underwatered. So sometimes it's just really a big guessy game. We do have a little post out in our blogs, so you can go to My Time Gardens and follow our blogs. We have a post on seed starting, so you're happy to go there and check it out. I'm sure there's lots more information that was just barely scratching the surface on how to do seed starting, and but it'll just give you some good tips. And then my main thing whenever I talk to people about gardening and just starting some kind of a new endeavor that they haven't done, like seed starting or veggie garden or whatever, is just pretend like you're a scientist and just try it. Like there's no hard fast rules. Sometimes there's what they call like little microclimates. So like if your garden zone is a certain growing zone and you want to grow something that's a little bit out one way or the other, you might be able to grow it. So I think just experimenting, it does help to be informed so that your expectations are set properly. Like if you are planting something that's out of your zone, lower your expectations on survival, or maybe it can be an annual versus a perennial, which comes up every year. So I am going to get all this in here, and oh, this looks so amazing. This soil mixture is amazing. So this is nice and moist. And what I'm going to plant today is what I'm going to call a salad bowl. So I think we all kind of experienced last year with COVID and how things just happened, and we would go to the grocery store and there were certain foods that we couldn't get. It was quite the year. Lots of experiences for all of us. So I'm going to plant just a little bit of a salad bowl. It'll be kind of a fun experiment for me even. So what I'm going to plant today is I'm going to do a little bit of kale. I love kale. It's nice, really good texture, kind of that dark blue. This is actually a mix. So you can see it's got lots of little different mixes in there, so that'll be amazing. This is the red lettuce. So I like this because of so I'm always about the color and the texture and, you know, how appealing it looks too, like kind of like very artistic. So I'm always picking something with red leaves or something that's kind of going to be pop out. I love arugula, so I'm going to plant some arugula in there. And I just cannot get enough cilantro, so I'm going to put that in there also. And I'm going to put some Swiss chard in there just because, again, I love the colors. And these are amazing. This flower is actually edible, so a lot of times I use them in my pots wherever I can. And so I'm going to plant these around the outside edge so that they can be kind of trailing over. I'll have a couple clumps on the outside edge. So I think I will start with the center first. This Swiss chard, I think I might put that in the center. I think that's what I want in the center, is the Swiss chard, because it's such a bold color. So I'm just going to tear this off here. We're going to, oh yeah. So I'm just going to do like a little handful. I like to overplant my containers, so I'll put probably that much in. I might have to thin it after a while, but we'll see. I had a really hard time thinning pots and plants when I first started gardening. But one of the things is someone really, really encouraged me to thin. And then what I noticed is when I thinned, the plants that were left grew bigger and stronger. And so that's a really good method, is just to keep in mind that yes, thinning helps. So I planted my Swiss chard right here in the center. And so now I'm going to just kind of do these pie-shaped areas. So I want my kale kind of in the back here. And I love kale, so I'm going to just plant it nice and thick in here. And again, I might I'm going to put some of this back because I can tell I probably got too much in here. Okay, so now I think my kale, ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put the red lettuce on either side. So I'll have the kale, I think I'm going to do 3. That sounds exciting. 3 clumps of red lettuce. So again, kind of in a pie shaped. Oh, and these seeds are really different. So I'll show you. I didn't show you what the kale looked like, but they were like little round balls. And so this here, you can see they're like little bird seed kind of like. So I'll just do a pinch, and I don't mind if they overlap a little bit. I like having a nice full pot. So I did red right next to my kale, and I'll do another nice big swath of red over here. Again, right next to my kale. And then I want to do a little bit up in front, just to give a pop of color. Okay, and the rest goes back in. Okay, so now my arugula. So I don't know if you've ever had arugula, but it's kind of like a little bit of a spicy, peppery. It's amazing. I love it. Not everybody loves it, so that's okay. If you're not in arugula camp, that's okay. Maybe post your comments below if you love arugula or excuse me, not in arugula camp. I love it. So again, I'm just kind of finishing off these little pie-shaped wedges here. So I've actually planted everything all around here. I still have some cilantro, so I think I'm going to just put 2 clumps on either side of where I have my Swiss chard coming up. And I don't know about you, but I feel like you can just never have enough cilantro. So I put cilantro everywhere in my gardens, and if I don't get to it soon enough, it goes to seed, and I just let it go to seed, and then it makes babies, and it's really exciting. So the cilantro is a lot bigger, as you can see, so it's really a lot easier to see where I'm planting these in here. Maybe what I'll do is when I'm done, I'll kind of show you what this looks like. Again, I'm not going to plant too much in that one. And now, finally, we're going to be doing our nasturtiums. And I just think, again, I love the colors of these, and they're just such a nice accent for pots. And these guys, woo, they're lots bigger. We can tell where the nasturtiums are. So I'm just gonna pop them in here, kind of around the edges, so that they can trail over the edge. And actually here I have, you know, I'm gonna have 5 little spots that the nasturtiums are. So I'm gonna see if I can bring the camera here just a little bit closer so you can see what the pot looks like. So you can see my little clumps of nasturtiums here. Right in here, I don't know if you can see, there's a few of the Swiss chard. And then here we have a few of the cilantro. So that is the salad bowl. Usually I don't cover these too much. When I first started doing seeds, I would probably plant them too deep. And so I always erred on planting too deep. So I didn't love that. So now I try and kind of have them a little bit on top. And then when I water it in, they kind of sink in. But I can tell these nasturtiums need just a little poke. So I'm going to poke them down under and then just kind of fluff the soil around them. Same thing with the cilantro and the Swiss chard. So just a little, the main thing with that is you just really want them to have connection with the soil. So, you know, a good connection with the soil is good. And then over here again, my nasturtiums. So, that is kind of it. So this pot is planted. Typically what I do here is I would take a spritz bottle and spritz this so that it's not, I'm just gonna kind of dump a little bit of this water in here, just to water it in a little bit more. Make sure that it's all connected. So there you go. So now we sit and wait. One of the things about growing greens, any seeds indoors, is it really does help to have a grow light. I don't have one. I have a lamp, and I'm just gonna go get from the store just a light bulb, like one that's special for growing. So I'll just change my regular lamp and I'll put this underneath of it and we'll see what happens. So I'll keep you posted. Thanks for tuning in, and happy spring into greens.